Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about how crystals helped me make one of the most difficult decisions of my life. And that decision was quitting my 3D job. Quitting my job and just surrendering what no longer worked for me and just saying, oh my God, Caroline, you cannot do it anymore, because the process of transformation had been going on for a while now, and the crystals would just not allow me to be inconsistent with my truth. And I'm not saying this lightly, because I know that we have to work and we have responsibilities and we got to pay the bills, you know? And I know how difficult and tough a decision that can be for any other and for others, because I know how I felt just being in that position and having to just stick there for as long as I did and not having the courage to just finally say goodbye. But you know, having the crystals in my life brought freedom. The transformation that was going on in my life was so massive that I could no longer be inconsistent with my truth. I had held this job for so long, years, over 10 years. And during that time, I was constantly talking about how I knew that it was the wrong fit for me, which it was. How I knew that I was overqualified for the job, which I was. How I was constantly trying to balance out my life by doing my passions on the side, and yet still going to this job that was really, driving that screw right into my heart daily, and feeling the pain of the inconsistency that was going on here, but yet still carrying on with this job for years and years, because I felt that if I left this job, that I would not be supported, that I would not survive, that I would not find fulfillment in life. Because everybody works. That's how it is. Everybody goes to work. Majority of the people go to work. Caroline, what's going to happen to you if you quit your job? How are you going to be supported? So it's almost like I was kind of balancing my life, like, okay, part-time, I was going to do this thing that I loved, and then during the day, I'm going to get the job that paid my bills and things like that. And I did it for a while. But in that time, crystals had come into my life, and the inconsistency was constantly glaring in my face. Every time I held my fluorite, this is my stone for alignment, it was almost like, Caroline, your mind and your heart are not aligned. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is this your truth? There's no alignment with who you are. I truly felt like a fraud. Like the fluoride constantly reminded me that, Caroline, this is not what you want. What are you doing? So it was a constant reminder of who I was. And because I was working to align my heart and my mind, I had to listen. The energy, I was working on this alignment, and the energies were working on my behalf and supporting me. I could not just carry on going to my job. Like, I just felt that thing of, Caroline, this is a time of truth. This is a time to move forward. This is a time to really, truly prove that you are in alignment with with yourself. Because, truly, everything is energy, and truth is truth. And you can't be one thing when you're saying you're the other thing. So somehow things just worked, to raise my frequency to the point where I got the courage, the guts, the power, and the freedom to free myself from that chain of that job that really hurt me. I gained a lot from it, but it was truly not me. And these crystal babies helped me make the decision to truly come in alignment. So fluorite was one of the stones that truly played a big role. Another stone was Lapis Lazuli. Yes. I love this stone because it's my dream stone, and I usually make crystal grids with this. And the theme of my crystal grids is usually about creating the reality that I want. So every time I would do the crystal grids, I would make the crystal grids. It was almost like, okay, what is the reality that you want? Okay, why are you creating this crystal grid and continuing down that path? So in a way, the energies of the Lapis Lazuli crystal grids that I made over the years constantly put out that energy that allowed me to remain true to my dreams. Like, why are you creating a crystal grid and you're acting in a manner that's totally inconsistent with what you want? So my dreamstone gave me that reality. You gotta leave that lie. You gotta step aside, step away from that lie and begin to live your dreams powerfully. Manifest that dream powerfully. And that's what I did. So crystals helped me leave my job. So another one was my rose quartz. Mwah. Love stone. You love yourself so much, Caroline. We're working on helping you love yourself so much, and you're being inconsistent with your truth by doing things you don't really love. Really? Well, the love stone was not gonna make me get away with it. The love has to be true. Create what you love. Do what you love. You are loved always and supported was the constant message. Love yourself, Caroline, enough to say that you're done and that you're ready for a new path in truth. And that's what my rose quartz helped me learn. I just could not, it was so wrong for me to even continuing not being in my truth and not being in love with the things that I did with my life. The crystals would just not allow it. They were here to bring me freedom and they meant business. Yes. And then another crystal was my Angelite. My Angelite is the stone for my human angels, the angels on earth that appear in my life in human form. And the human beings in my life, these wonderful beings, would not allow me to carry on with this. I was constantly hearing, Caroline, this is just not you. What are you doing? It was constantly that reminder of who I was, working with coaches and working with meeting human beings who saw me for who I was and who supported me and who really wanted me to just disconnect from the nightmare and just begin to live in my truth. And the Angelite really brought people in my life who just reminded me of who I was, and which we truly have to embrace. We all have to really embrace who we are. We really have to know that we are powerful and that there's so much more behind what can be seen with the physical eyes. We are just so much more. And once you understand that and you embrace that, I'm telling you, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. And it's even just getting better. We are just becoming more and more of what we truly are. So Angelite was another stone that helped me in this process of just meeting human beings who encouraged me along that path of disconnecting from pain and truth. So I'm telling you, crystals bring freedom. If you have crystals in your life, just get ready to be amazed. There is not a chance that a real crystal lover who is working with the energies of crystals can carry on down a path that is not of truth. If you truly want healing, the crystals are going to bring these things in your face all the time. If you're truly working on yourself, they truly are going to bring that transformation. And when the opportunity comes, just get ready to jump. I'm not saying that anyone should leave their jobs. By all means, no. I'm just saying if you have that calling and that passion to do something, do not remain in a situation or a circumstance that does not bring you joy, that you don't love. It might take a while, but in the process of all these things, figure out what do you really love, what comes from your heart, because the truth of what comes from our hearts is what the energies support, is what thrives, is what expands, is what opens you up to opportunities and allows you to have that opportunity to meet people who support you along the journey. It's a journey of truth. It's a journey of transformation. And that's why I'm even wearing my Malachites today on these videos, because these crystals are truly, these Malachite crystals are truly crystals of change and transformation. And they bring up things that need to be worked on so that you can really, truly be the person that you are. And the thing, most important thing, is to listen to what your crystals are saying and get ready for transformation and change, because the time is coming and people are just going to be disconnected from things that are not truth. If you don't do it by yourself, the universe will find a way to disconnect you from untruths, because it's a time to live in love. It's a time to live in authenticity and in integrity. And I wish this blessing on everyone, because it truly is freedom to find yourself, to find your power, and to find your truth. So crystals help me make that most difficult decisions. If you have had a decision that was very difficult for you and crystals helped you in a way to kind of come out of that situation, please leave your comment. It might not be a job, perhaps it's a relationship or whatever. I would like to hear about it, crystal lovers. Let's talk about it. Crystals are changing us, changing the world. And I love you all. I'll see you next time. We are truly free. See you next time, guys. Bye.